Let's get into this next topic, y'all. Homelessness. It's a little sad one, but let's talk about it. I'm not going to be on this topic long because I don't want to be on it long. Just don't want to be on it long. I don't like to talk about sad stuff too much, too often. Homelessness. I'm going to do this as a mental health Monday topic because I feel like when a person has resorted to homelessness, I think mentally something has happened. First of all, something has happened in their life overall, mental or not. Something has just happened in life. And then mentally, you allow yourself to be so far down in life that you don't have a place, a proper place, warm to lay your head. I think mentally, you checked out of life's reality where things were normal, meaning you were in a normal living environment to where this is what you resorted to. And I'm not going to say you're okay with it, but we're just going to say this is what you've resorted to. Because I'm sure most people who are homeless aren't okay with it. And don't get me wrong, there's probably a person out there that's happy. They don't have any bills. They ain't dealing with no toxic relatives. Ain't nobody telling them what to do. They just out there in the street when it's not cold or inclement weather, whatever. They just probably content. I'm sure there's somebody out there doing it. I'd rather live out here by myself in these streets and deal with people that's trying to run my life and tell me what to do and curse me out and let me live and then put me out. I'm sure somebody's cool with it. I've experienced homelessness. I just thought about like sometimes when you have things in your past that are just so much of your past, you just really, y'all probably thinking that's why I brought this up. It is not why I brought it up. I myself have experienced homelessness. But I tell you what we're not going to do. Talk about it in this topic because it wasn't my intention. I literally just reminded myself. So I will do that in a separate video. It'll be personal and not mental health, okay? Because I don't want to talk about myself as much on Mental Health Mondays like that. It's more of a, just a story. We'll talk about it in a different video. But I resonate with it. I can relate to it. People look at you and think certain things like, oh, she looks like she's well off or have come from money or have money or never experienced homelessness. Never, ever, ever judge a book by its cover. Never judge a book by its cover because you never know. So with that being said, and that's why I want to talk about it because now that I've reminded myself, I went through that. Homelessness may not always be what I described at the very beginning because mentally nothing was going on with me. It wasn't a mental state of mind that I like lost my mind and I just fell off the deep end and went into a dark hole for that. So for everybody, it may not be mental, but I'm thinking about the people who we look at and we see that really look like they're struggling in life. Like it looks detrimental that they're out there in those streets. Some people are just standing on the corner. You don't see them with property, but then some look like every little thing they own is with them on buggies and shopping carts and little trolley carts, and it just looks sad. And it looks like somewhere in life they checked out mentally. So again, that's why I wanted to do it on Mental Health Monday topic. And I want to ask questions to my family members, my subscribers. And the questions that I want to ask falls in line with, are you the person that stop at a stoplight, look at a homeless person and think the worst of them? Be honest, if you will. Do you look at them and just, you don't think the worst of them, but you also don't trust rolling your window down, engaging with them to hand them something in thoughts of they may grab you or try to come in your vehicle? Do you have fear of them? Are you a person that have absolutely stopped, roll your window down and dropped some change or greenback money to help them? Or are you a person that don't really give it much thought, you just ride by? There's four different people. You you think the worst of them, you're fearful of them, you don't give much thought to them, and then you don't think of them at all. You just ride by. It's like, yeah, I heard it, I just don't do them. I think if I'm honest, I have experienced all of those things. I have. Um, in different phases of my life. So it hasn't just been one thing, one way. It's just been different parts of my life where I've had a thought. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit here. Give me just a sec. Um, I'm going to be honest, and it should not come across sounding mean or anything, because honest opinions aren't always mean. It's just somebody telling something that you may not tell because you think of how somebody's going to think about you. I'm not that person. I care what people think, but I don't, to the point where I'm not going to be dishonest to care what you think. Okay? So obviously, if I see, for lack of a better term, a grungy looking person that really looks dirty, I do think, ooh, at least can you find a place to go to and shower? And maybe, why does every homeless person have to look extremely dirty on the corner? Or do you try to look the poorest that you possibly can? I do have that thought. I'm being honest. To get help, to get assistance. And we've heard about stories that people are faking it. So that's one reason why people drive by like, you're good. Or you see a person with an animal. You can't afford yourself, but you got this dog. Just different things. Or you may see something in their personal property that looks like you can afford that, or you can afford a phone. Now, people have these thoughts, and so you won't help because of these things that are in your head. And it's like, yeah, I'm not giving you any money. Now, I've helped homeless people. Let me just say that. I've walked past them and get no thought. It's not the right day. It's not the right time. I got other stuff going on. Sometimes I stop and I wonder, in a kind way, in a thoughtful, caring way, what got you there? What happened? And then I've also been somewhat slightly fearful of, I don't want to roll my window down. I don't think I'm fearful because there's too many cars and stuff around that people are going to really think to do something to you. But we have seen all types of crimes in broad daylight. So it's not too far-fetched to kind of be apprehensive about that. Yeah. So yeah. To be apprehensive, I think it's perfectly okay. I've had all the thoughts. I've just not wanted to be bothered. I don't always believe everybody standing on the corner is homeless and need help. Again, sometimes I've been that person like, okay, you got a dog, a cell phone, you got a lot of stuff, and then you think, oh, I forgot that one. You don't want to help, and they're going to go get some drugs or alcohol. You think about, if I give you some money. So I have absolutely helped people. I have absolutely helped homeless people by saying, nope, where you want something to eat at? I've gone to a Sonny's barbecue in Florida and just ordered the food. What you want, baby? Order the food, gave it to you. I will feed you, but you're not taking my money to get no alcohol or drugs. You will not do that. This may not seem like I was trying to help a person, but I did essentially. Saw some homeless people outside of a shopping center. I forgot what I was going through medically, and I had these weird hot cheese curls that I eat all the time, right? And I decided that I shouldn't be eating them. And I don't know what was going on medically. And I had bought some. I don't remember, y'all. No, I think I had them in the vehicle. I think I because I don't know why I would have went in the store and bought them and then given them to people if I knew I shouldn't be eating them. So I'm thinking I might have had them in the house. Closed bag, brand new unopened bags. And I think when I went out one day, I put them in the car. And I saw some homeless people sitting along the sidewalk outside of a store, and I just gave them to them. So kind of fed them that way. I've taken one to Sonny's barbecue. And then the last one is, I had some clothes I was taking to Goodwill, and I went in a Family Dollar one day, and the people that I was talking to, I went in Family Dollar, and there was this couple. They just looked a little bit, unkept. And I knew that I had a bunch of pants. I had some things that had brand new tags on them that I was going to donate to this particular place and or Goodwill. I wasn't quite sure. I just said whatever. I had a weight adjustment change. I was never going to wear the clothes that had tags on them, like quite a few clothes with tags on them. And all of my stuff is always soft worn because remember, I stay in the house all the time. I don't go nowhere. I'm a homebody, so the clothes I have is clothes forever and ever, good clothes. But anywho, I remember, I don't know why I pinned this couple. I don't know why I found them to ask them. I asked the young ladies, I was looking at her size. I said, hey, I have some clothes that I'm about to drop off at Goodwill or another spot. I said, but could you use some clothes? I'll just give them to you. The girl just broke down crying, and she was like, oh my gosh, how did you know? How did you know? I'm like, babe, I don't know nothing other than I got some clothes. Do you want them? I don't know nothing. What you mean? What do I know? How did I know? And so I'm like, I don't know nothing. So she was telling me that she had just been in some situation. I don't remember the story. It was similar to living with somebody that put her out, and then the next house had a house fire, or vice versa. She was in a house that had a house fire, And then when she went to go stay with somebody else, they started tripping and put her out. It was something about staying with somebody in a house fire and lost everything based on what she told me. So she was just boohoo crying and the guy was like, oh my gosh, she need clothes so bad. And I just felt so happy, so warm that I picked the right people, right? So we get there and it was bags, about 2 or 3 bags of stuff. And the guy said, can we at least give you $20? I said, baby, you're not about to stump on my blessing. You can't stump down on my blessing. No, you can't give me no money. I asked you, did you need something? And you told me you were in need. So with that doesn't come in exchange of any type of money. Absolutely not. So that was just a beautiful time that I gave. And I don't know if they were in the moment homeless, but based on what she said, she house fire, living with somebody, put her out, so she could have been homeless at the time. I didn't ask questions. I wasn't there for that. So I have ways that I do help people, and I'm always doing things where I help people. Other ways, I won't talk about them because I don't want it to kind of tread into the light of bragging and boasting about what I've done. It's too much. I'm not that person. But I've done things. I'm just not particularly big on people on the side of the road. I don't know. It's just, I think it may be the safety precaution to that. Just, I don't feel comfortable at a light doing, I don't know, something weird. But if I can walk up to you and have a conversation and interact, like you could get the same thing in person. It's something about that corner. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's a red light. The light turns green. I want people blowing a horn at me. I don't know what it is. I don't connect with the standing on the side of the road. It's weird, but anyway, because I'll help people. So that's my take. And if you all don't mind sharing down in the comments what you think about that, how does that resonate with you? I do know that I saw something on TV, and I'm going to drop some inserts since I'm doing this on homelessness. There's this thing about youth and being homeless, and I never really thought about it like that. I do know children are out here prostituting themselves and doing different things to survive because they're homeless. They ran away, and I think that's what you think of more of runaways as opposed to homelessness, but that's what they become. And I did see this commercial one day. I'm going to drop the inserts in this video, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it was based on Florida, and it was based on homelessness relating to youth, if I'm correct. It doesn't matter, even if it's not that, I'm still going to insert them because I took snippets of my TV just so that I took snippets of the information just so I could share it when I cover this topic. So the topic is about homelessness, whether it's a different state and whether it's not about youth. We're going to be inserting those here. And I think it was a phone number, maybe a website. Definitely I think it was a phone number. I just like to always add inserts. Y'all know how I do. I like to add helpful tips to my videos. A takeaway for this video is if there is something going on in your life that is bringing you down. There's crisis centers, there's substance abuse, there's all types of shelters and programs. Please try to get yourself into some helpful situations before you hit rock bottom into homelessness. That is a takeaway. If you know anyone else, please lead them to resources where they can get themselves some help before hitting rock bottom and there's somebody standing on the side of the street corner. That's just a takeaway. My tip, my helpful little suggestion, I think we should always stay in the realm of helping people whoever we can, however we can. I just think it's just positive. We here on earth for some reason. Do the work. If we don't do anything else, walk away at the end of a day, a week, a month saying I did something great, wonderful, good, and positive for somebody. And I don't think I have much else on that topic, y'all. To be honest, homelessness, I think it treads into a mental health space because mentally something happens where you check out and you resort to that and you do it. I can't say you're comfortable doing it, but you still resort to it. And that's in some cases. Again, one of these days, because it's not a very detrimental, horrific, sad story to my homeless journey. So I don't have a problem talking about it. Again, I'm authentic about my stories. There's no shame. It's a sad story, but it's not like I wasn't put out, somebody kicked me out and I had nowhere to go type of situation. It's just quite interesting. It's just quite interesting, actually. So It is what it is. And I made it through, and I actually did it in probably the best capacity that I could do it in. It's really weird. I'm gonna tell that story when it's deep. Y'all gonna be like, "What? You went through all that?" I did. It is what it was. What it was. But yeah, we're gonna hop off this topic because I'll save that story for another specific video. Always looking for things to create content on. So if I keep it separate, it's just a piece that I could do one day. I thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. Keep watching. Please keep staying connected to my Mental Health Mondays. I might do a Talk It Out Tuesday. No, I won't. We'll stick to Mental Health Mondays. Just stay tuned. And I thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. Keep watching. Please share the video, like the video, drop some comments down. I'll see you all next time. Bye.